America, this is a difficult time.
This is actually insane. Like, please don't tell me this is normal. Please, okay? I can't take it. This is nutty. This is nutty to the highest degree. This is nutso. This is scary. This is so unhinged. Yeah, the unity stuff is, and I'll talk about that in a second. I got to pee first.
This morning with a very emotional arrival, and emotional was a word last night, of former President Trump at the Republican National Convention. This was his first public appearance since the attempt on his life over the weekend. Wearing a bandage over his injured ear, Trump drew very loud cheers from the crowd. His arrival came as he officially secured the delegates to become his party's nominee. And he announced his running mate, that's Ohio Senator JD Vance. All that just from day one of the convention, and there is so much more happening today. Tony, as you know, is leading our RNC coverage in Milwaukee. Tony, good to see you. It was a very emotional night last night. I was up late watching.
Yeah, good morning, Gail. Emotion really is the word for it. Pure emotion last night as Donald Trump locked in his party's nomination. The crowd here was dancing in the aisles to classic rock at times. And then the former president, as you mentioned, he appeared himself on a big screen and then walking out to a notable and powerful hush in the arena before that raucous applause and chants of "We love Trump." The woman directly next to me, in fact, broke into tears at the mere sight of her candidate. And then we got our very first image of the Republican ticket together, Trump and his newly announced running mate, Ohio Senator JD Vance. And Vance is interesting. It's been a journey from critic to ally, once calling Trump cultural heroine and possibly America's Hitler, now fully embraced by the crowd as one of their own. As for Donald Trump himself, he did not speak last night, but the emotion was etched onto his face as well, and he is now reworking his Thursday night speech to be, quote, more unifying, he has said. A notion not typical of a Trump campaign speech. Our team is all over all these.
Dude, also the media's like reframing of the campaign is pretty funny because like JD Vance is like a liberal darling early on, even though they don't like him anymore because he's like super MAGA now. But like the fact that he went with JD Vance, immediately the media was like, yeah, is he becoming more moderate? He's a darling of the Silicon Valley. It's like he's a normal guy. This is gonna be the heir of MAGA apparent. Like, you guys suck so bad. Okay, you're so ridiculous. I feel like you treat the American public like they're monkeys. Okay, like they really do. Like they have no respect. They have no respect for Americans. Okay, I mean I know we're stupid, and we're purposely kept docile by the media. But goddamn, dude, it's like, oh, he's great. He's a Air MAGA apparent. Is Trump doing a pivot to being more moderate?
Angles and more, including the latest from the attempted assassination and new comments from President Joe Biden about cooling down our politics. But we're going to begin with Ed O'Keefe, who's with me here in Milwaukee and was with me on the floor last night in the Fiserv Arena. What did you notice?
Relief and resolve. Relief that he's okay, resolve to make sure that the Republican Party wins this. But as you said, just this sense of thank goodness he's safe. And now let's figure out how to win this thing.
In your libertarian era? Wait, what? Okay.
And the former president's dramatic entrance capped a really busy day one for Republicans.
Donald J. Trump.
Former President Donald Trump made his first public appearance since surviving an assassination attempt, standing side by side with his new running mate for the first time and showing a rare, somber side amid an outpouring of support. When Trump walked out, many in the crowd were moved to tears.
I am so.
Oh, by the way, the Republican Party has already operated like a cult. They became increasingly more culty under Trump. And now that Trump was shot and survived, oh my Lord, dude. The stuff that we heard last night from some of the randoms in the crowd was insane. But it wasn't just the randoms in the crowd. Did you guys see? We didn't watch this live. Did you see what Tim Scott said at the RNC? Did you see what Tim Scott said at the RNC chat? You ever hop off the Republican Party's meet? Sometimes I'm on your mother's meet, and when I'm on your mommy's meet, that's usually when I hop off the Republican Party's meet. Let me see if I can find the exact moment, because it's crazy, bro.
I know this is going to offend the liberal elites. Every time I say it, it offends them. But let me say it one more time.
Is this it?
America is not a racist country.
Yeah, dude, it was just so funny. Tim Scott literally plays one role in every Republican conference he attends. He's like, what's up, guys? I'm Tim Scott. You might notice that I'm a black guy. And as a black man, I've experienced racism. And let me tell you, the Republican Party is not racist. Like, it is so funny that Republicans constantly talk about DEI hires. Okay, constantly. And then they unironically do that. Like, not to say that Tim Scott is not capable of being in the position that he's in, but like, they only use him for one reason. And that is black guy who says Republicans are not racist. As a matter of fact, it's not just him. It's every black speaker at these conventions. Every single time. Okay? Every single time. And I'm saying this as someone who's been professionally covering the Republican Party for a decade now. You go to CPAC, okay? You go to CPAC, you have a lineup of black Republicans. Every single one of them is going to hit that note over and over again. You go to the RNC, same shit. You go to TPUSA conferences, same shit. It's always the same. I'm here to tell you that systemic racism is fake. It's not real. Democrats made that up as a lie to, dupe the black vote, which, by the way, is unironically a sentiment that you can only express if you personally think black people are stupid. It is a white supremacist ass attitude to have, that like black people do not have the capacity to make their own decisions and have simply been duped by the Democratic Party consistently calling the Republicans racist, and not because they've seen the Republican Party and all of its representations in both media and in their own personal lives be white supremacists. So like it quite literally is like, a dumbass racist ass attitude. Oh yeah, black people are incapable of making decisions on their own. They're incapable of experiencing systematic racism. They're incapable of recognizing who's responsible for it, sometimes more than the other side. Okay? It's just like, this isn't to say, lol, it's even more racist than what he's doing. That's what you're saying? Wait, what? What I'm saying is more racist than what he's doing? What are you talking about? The underlying notion of the role that black conservatives play in Republican conventions is to specifically say that black people are too stupid they're so stupid that they get duped by the Democrats, that racism, systemic racism is not real, and that individualized racism never comes from the Republican Party. After all, I'm a black guy, and I'm telling you as a black man that like the Republicans are not racist. Listen to my words. As though black people in the real world, in the United States of America, have not experienced racism on their own and haven't been able to make this conclusion by themselves. Okay? Anyway, you're putting a lot of words in his mouth. I don't know if you understand what I'm doing, brother. It's called political commentary. It's me, piercing the veil, maybe like casting aside the things that politicians say, and to explain to you what they actually mean. The underlying premise of what he is saying is inherently racist. It's weird that you don't say that about liberals when they don't want to have voter ID because it's suppressing black people. What? I love kind of how like the left thinks black people don't know how to acquire identifications to vote. No. Voter ID in a country that is only locked into licensing, when there's no universal identification mechanism at the federal level, is going to be yet another unnecessary hurdle for not just black people, but poor people to clear. Okay? That is the major role that voter ID plays. Voter ID is just simply a mechanism of voter suppression among many others. It is advocated for on the boundaries of voter integrity, even though our like American voter process, for all of our faults and failures, our elections are pretty safe and secure overall. And, it's not even up for contest. It's not even like a question, because there are studies conducted on it. People are constantly trying to find flaws in the elections process. And they oftentimes, whether it's a bipartisan committee or whether it's a right-wing committee or even a liberal committee that is put together to look at voter integrity, time and time again, they have found that the American elections are safe and secure. It doesn't really matter, though, to a lot of people, especially those on the right, because they don't operate on the boundaries of empirical evidence and truth. They operate on hallucinations, things that the television man told them, things that the television man told them that corresponds to their own personal biases. And that's precisely what's going on here, okay? But you're not delusional. At the top of the hour, there is a 3-minute ad break. And you will see it unless you subscribe for $6 or for free with a Twitch Prime. You explaining this instead of banning is why I'm not built for Twitch. I think it's important for me to have this conversation, especially because we have a larger audience than we normally do as of late. And there's plenty of people who are coming in and might even, without recognizing, have some of these opinions, or maybe they heard these talking points and it smelled funny to them, but they didn't really know how to deal with someone saying that to them. And now they're well equipped to have this conversation. And that's precisely the reason why anytime some dumb comes in here with some stupid ass attitudes, I usually treat them with a little bit of respect and dignity in an effort to make sure that people understand, one, where I'm coming from, and two, and to explain the actual realities. Hopefully, maybe I can make a change in that regard. Okay? Maybe even if I can't change that individual's mind, I can change the minds of other people in the margins. That's why I talk about these sorts of things with regular frequency. Anyway, here's the 3-minute ad break. Now, like I said, you can also get gifted a sub if you're lucky.
Every single year, including one of my former interns, Daquan. But there's good news. It's conservative values that restores hope. It's Republican policies that lifts people up. I partnered with the greatest president of my generation, President Donald J. Trump. On the biggest tax cuts ever for working people and single moms, and opportunity zones for neighborhoods that need them most. But Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they give illegal immigrants free hotel rooms while our veterans sleep on the streets. Disgusting, disgusting. Trump secured our border once, and Donald Trump will secure it again. Listen, this November, we are not deciding simply the fate for the next 4 years. We're setting.
Do not say South Carolina Senator Tim Scott is a kissless virgin, please. Do not say it. He is now slated to be married. He probably will be not getting married now that he doesn't have to because he's not the VP pick. But do not say he is a kissless virgin, please. That's very disrespectful. I think he's kissed one time.
A course for the next 40 years. I see our heartland filled with huge American factories, powered by abundant American energy, building what America needs, creating
Okay, to get to the Jesus stuff.
Of Ronald Reagan and Donald Trump.
Where's the Jesus stuff? Was it in the beginning or was it in the end?
But we, 4 more years. I love it.
Was it in the beginning?
Are you ready for 4 leave-in miracles before Saturday?
Here. This is the part. Oh my God. I was looking at the whole speech. He came in hot. I thought he ended it hot. Turns out he came in hot. Look at this. Listen to this and tell me that MAGA is not more of a cult today than it was yesterday, which is shocking for a lot of people because you're like, come on, dude. How much further can they go? How much worse can it get?
Donald Trump? Oh, me too. Listen, if you didn't believe in miracles before Saturday, you better be believing right now. Thank God Almighty that we live in a country that still believes in the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, the Alpha and the Omega. And our God still saves, he still delivers, and he still sets free. Because on Saturday, the devil came to Pennsylvania holding.
Dude, this is like remember, Tim Scott is supposed to be like a quote unquote normal Republican. Okay? Yeah, God hated that firefighter, Corey Contemporary or whatever his name is. God was like, yo, f that firefighter. I'm bending this goddamn bullet to directly hit him center mass. It's like, that's normal in the South? No, it's not, brother. No, it's not. Okay? Don't act like Southerners are like a different brand of human being. It's this level of idolatry is actually unacceptable. Okay? Yeah, if you go into a psychotic far-right Christian church, just stop saying it is. No, dude, you're talking about like 30% of the American population. Please stop. We also live in a time when religiosity is like significantly lower than it has ever been and only trending downward. And you're over here being like, no, dog, you don't understand. This is how everybody is. Like, no, dude, no. Okay, you're talking about Southern Baptists, Southern evangelicals.
Holding a rifle, but an American lion got back up on his feet and he roared. Oh yeah.
This is psychotic, bro. 30% of 360 million is a load of people. Yes, it is. But to say that like this is everyone is wrong. Okay? There are Southerners in this chat. What are you talking about? Like, I'm not saying nobody is like this. I'm not saying a insignificant number of people are like this. I'm simply stating that like this is ridiculous. Okay? This attitude is ridiculous. You're not a televangelist pastor. Like what? And even if you were under normal circumstances in a normal congregation, a televangelist pastor chirping like this should be looked at a little weirdly too. Now, obviously they won't, specifically in the churches that we're talking about.
He roared. Yeah. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. You see, America, this is a difficult time.
Oh, anyway, this is actually insane. Like please don't tell me this is normal. Please. Okay. I can't take it. Please, please, please don't act like this shit is normal. Okay. It is not. Please don't say it's normal. Please don't entertain this as normalcy. This is nutty. This is nutty to the highest degree. This is nutso. This is scary. What? This is so unhinged. You should visit the South. Then you can wake up to the reality that this is normal for lots of people. I have visited the South. I go to the South all the time. Okay? This is cult. This is cult shit. This is cultish. This is like more Westboro Baptist Church than it is like the regular church down the street. And also, you should not entertain the normalcy of such sentiment. He's talking about Trump like he's a Jesus-like figure, man. What are we talking about? He's literally saying Trump is God Emperor ordained by God. Also, to go along with the narrative again, the role that black conservatives play in the RNC.
I heard a little bit earlier today, if you don't vote for Donald Trump, you ain't black.
I love that it pans to the crowd.
But see, here's the thing.
Like, I love that it pans to the crowd. The only black guy there is the cameraman. He's working the
By the
event.
grace of God. Yeah, I heard.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hassan, I was wondering what you thought about Biden saying if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. Both political parties need to be wiped away, and we need to start agreeing on ideas and not aligning to part. Wait, what do you mean? I think it's ridiculous. Do you think I like Joe Biden? What's wrong with you? The difference between you and Republicans and myself is that I don't dick ride the goddamn leader of the party just because you think I align with their interests when I very clearly do not. I have the capacity to be unimaginably ruthless to Joe Biden. And as a matter of fact, I am all the time, nonstop. He does a lot of that is worthy of criticism, a tremendous amount of criticism. Call him a genocidaire on a regular basis. The difference is Trump supporters, on the other hand, completely overlook all of these issues because they are in love with the man. Okay? They are in love with the man. Here, look, do you want to know what my opinion on Joe Biden is? Here, this is from yesterday. Last night I tweeted this. Joe Biden had the audacity on a Complex interview to say, I'm the guy that did more for the Palestinian community than anybody. And I said, he killed more Palestinians than every other contemporary U.S. president. Trump's policy set the stage for October 7, but Joe Biden actively bear hugged and refused to stop Netanyahu. I'm so ruthless. I'm so ruthless to Joe Biden that dumbasses like this turn around and say Hassan is rich. Trump probably be better for him financially speaking. Okay? I'm so ruthless to Joe Biden, despite the fact that, like, I would love to vote for a competent Democratic leadership that isn't currently engaging in an active genocide. Okay? It's so stupid. People have no way of comprehending that, like, you can genuinely despise and be ruthless to the party that you're supposed to be aligning with in theory. Okay? They just don't understand it. Let's continue with the RNC now.
Emotional just to see him here with us this evening.
Several speakers on night one of the Republican convention made mention of Saturday's attack.
Even in the most perilous moment this week, his instinct was to stand and to fight.
The devil came to Pennsylvania holding a rifle, but an American lion got back up on his feet.
An American lion, dude. Bashar al-Assad.
He roared!
Florida.
Earlier in the day, Trump's children helped award Florida's delegates to their father.
We hereby nominate every single one of them for the greatest president that's ever lived, and that's Donald J. Trump.
Those delegates put the former president officially over the top, clinching the party's nomination for the third consecutive time. We spoke to Donald Trump Jr., who's played an outsized role in his father's choice of Ohio Senator JD Vance for his running mate.
I love that JD is young. You know, my father built Trump Tower at 37. You can be young and accomplished. I love that he's young because...
Yeah, Donald Trump built Trump Tower brick by brick at 37. It's so sick, man. I'm so glad that he was so young and accomplished. 7 bankruptcies, dude. Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's so great when you don't understand. You too can be successful at a young age if your father is a multimillionaire and a real estate developer.
Because I see him as someone who can actually carry sort of that America First movement forward.
And Ohio Governor Mike DeWine told us Vance's life experiences benefit the ticket.
Growing up in Ohio, difficult circumstances, someone who served in the military. It's a great pick.
Teamsters President Sean O'Brien
was positively Democrat to be like, oh, he served in the military. 0 Americans. Okay. Donald Trump literally won the presidency while actively shitting on veterans. Okay. You are not American. JD Vance so good. Even your dog falling asleep to your yapping. You not going at Trump like you are with Biden is hypocrisy at its finest. What? You think I like Trump and I'm not going at him, but you also like JD Vance? Is your brain all right? What's happening? What's going on, dude? Is there like a new crop of Destiny heads in here or some shit? Like what's happening? I'm trolling, dumbass. Oh, okay, nice. Well, here you go. Banned. I like that the trolling is saying that, like, I'm not American. What's next, bro? You're going to call me a sand N-word or something? I'm just trolling, stupid. Like, come on, bro. It's just a little light trolling, you know?
Closed out the night, the first time a leader of that powerful labor union has spoken at a Republican convention.
The Teamsters are not interested if you have a D, R, or an I next to your name. We want to know one thing. What are you doing to help American workers?
So it's night two. How on earth do you top that? Well, tonight's theme is Make America Safe once again, and the headliner we're watching for is the former United Nations ambassador and GOP rival of Donald Trump, Nikki Haley, who's set to speak. She was a last-minute ad. Big hope among Republicans that they can unify the party, somehow keep her voters in the fold, lest they...
JD Vance is the only real politician standing up for the rights or workers and the people. You are a communist, psyop, populist scum. Wait, what? Why are you using populism as a negative here while you're simultaneously literally eating JD Vance's like light attempts at populism? None of this makes sense. Yo, what happened? Normally I can at least tell like what these guys like personal politics are. So it's like easier to identify and make fun of that way. But today we're hitting like the weirdest shit.
Head for President Biden or a third-party option, or worse for Republicans, just stay home.
Yeah, Ed O'Keefe showcasing some of those powerful interviews from the floor. Ed,
yeah, JD Vance is in a group chat with young boys showing feet. You're out here fucking defending his ass.
Begin this hour with the latest from the Republican National Convention. Donald Trump was on the convention floor in Milwaukee last night, his first public outing since the attempt on his life. So now he is officially his party's presidential nominee. And he's got a running mate, too, Senator JD Vance of Ohio, a one-time never-Trumper. Well, he has changed his tune a lot. Tony is leading our coverage in Milwaukee, and he was there when Trump arrived last night. Tony, I have to say, I was watching it at home last night. I felt the emotion sitting in my bedroom coming through the TV screen. I can't imagine what it was like on the floor. Tell us, what was it like?
Yeah, Gail, it was really palpable. And I'll tell you what happened. I had climbed into the stands for my own better view of the moment, anticipating it. And I was in the box directly next to the president's. And it was electric there for the Trump faithful, more like a pop concert than a presidential campaign. And the president was there with that bandage on his right ear, which signaled to the crowd just how close they had come to losing him entirely. People were notably hushed at the first sight of the former president, then cheering, then chanting, including "Fight, fight."
Also, another attempt at a political assassination of one of the most important, perhaps the most important figurehead in the Republican Party took place earlier today. It is a real shame that the media has not gotten around to covering it, but I have to. I can't hide this any longer. Here's Rudolph Giuliani, trigger warning. Ah! Dude, it's such a like comical way to fall. Look. Ah! Bro tumbled like the towers. If this becomes the MAGA hat, the new MAGA hat, I'll perish. No. Cinna, I heard you thought I was a racist white. I was just saying, I thought you were white. You know what I mean, Cinna? I apologize for my transgressions, okay? It's not my fault. Vibe-wise, you're like, you know, it's just me not knowing about the South. O'Brien endorses Hawley's sentiment that corporations are sold out to American worker, to the DEI and trans people. Yeah, I know. Sean O'Brien is a hog. Okay. Still digging the hole? No, I mean, I'm saying I recognize that I'm wrong and that Cinna did not participate in January 6th and that, you know, I was led astray. I was led astray that Cinna was a participant, an active participant, played a major role in January 6th, and I was wrong. There's video evidence she was there. Okay, see, chat has led me astray, okay? This is not a conclusion I came to on my own. This is a conclusion that chat actively played into. I saw her, I swear. See, yeah, I have a lot of January 6ers in this chat, and they said they saw you there. They said, I went to January 6th, and everybody knew you. Say it to make amends. Well, yeah, I'm saying I'm sorry. I apologize. I was wrong. I mean, the clip of you saying the N-word did not actually did not actually do a side with my suspicions, but I meant say the word. Wait, no, yeah, okay, that's ridiculous. All right, let's be real for a moment. All right, let's get back to Donald Trump, Sinner's favorite politician.
Words that Trump himself seemed to say moments after he was wounded on Saturday. And right then, right at that moment, I turned to the woman next to me, Brenda Leake, a restaurant owner from San Diego, because I noticed she was crying at the sight of Donald Trump. Take a look.
There are tears in your eyes right now. Tell me what you're thinking.
I'm speechless. I'm looking at a man who has sacrificed so much, been through so much, been scrutinized, drugged through the mud for this country. And all of these people are here for him. And the fact that he's here is just, I find it overwhelming and touching that he's not hiding, he's not scared, he is ready to defend our country and take it back.
Wow. And Brenda was not the only person that we noticed there in the audience with tears in their eyes, feeling those same sentiments, appreciating the fact that Donald Trump might not have been there. And that's a reality, actually, that has landed for the former president as well. He's talked about it. Quote, I'm supposed to be dead. That's what he told a newspaper on Sunday. I am not supposed to be here.
You could see it on his face, Tony. I mean, he was solemn. I mean, he almost looked humble, which is not really characteristic for Donald Trump. It's not traditional for presidential candidates to appear at their party's national convention on the first night, but obviously there's so much that's unusual about these times. When is he supposed to deliver?
He did. He didn't look humble, but he looked sad, bro. He did. I know the media can't get off his dick, but like there was a very different energy to Donald Trump. Maybe I'm being parasocial, okay? But he looked shook. I wouldn't say humble.
Deliver his headline remarks.
Yeah, you know, presidents didn't appear at all at their conventions until FDR in the 1930s, and they definitely don't appear typically until the final night, and that's when Trump is slated to speak. That's Thursday, closing night. That will be his first major address since the attempt on his life, and what he is going to say on that evening, that is also in flux. He says he's ripped up his old speech, which was a humdinger in his words, and surrogates and the president himself have said that they intend to make a more unifying message.
What if he hears a loud noise during the delivery of his speech, and then he gets scared, like ducks down?
Flight. They want to strike a different tone in the wake of this assassination attempt, and amid really widespread calls to cool down extreme or insightful political rhetoric on both sides. Now, what exactly is that going to sound? We will see, because there are still real differences, of course, between the two parties.
Huge differences. Tony, thank you so much.
Welcome back to Milwaukee, where it was a big day for former President Donald Trump yesterday. His official nomination as the candidate in this 2024 Republican side of the race, and his announcement that Senator JD Vance.
Frogan's here. Hold on. I got to grab something. Frogan's here for a second to deliver me the basketball from the charity so I can sign it, which will be up for auction at the IDF charity, the Immunodeficiency Fund charity, that will be happening on Friday at Connor Dog voice actors stream. Hold on.